4 days until Asia. I would say I've had an eventful past couple of weeks. And I've ended up here in hospital. So let's roll back, let's roll that intro out and see how my 2 weeks has been. Yo, what's happening my brews and brewettes? My name is Wayne, welcome to my channel. You know what, these past 2 weeks have been pretty hectic. I've been working real hard to get in super fit and super good shape for my next adventure, which is in Asia, by the way. I'm heading off to Asia and I'm gonna be riding some of the best trails in Asia. And what I don't need to happen just happened. I've been doing loads of this. I shorted that one. Like super on camera, yeah. How crazy was that, bro? If I can clear this, yeah, woo! I'm a bit excited. To get me up to this point, right here. Like, what do you do if you got a broken arm or broken hand? How do you reach out for this thing? How's my hair? I gotta look good for the nurses. Okay, I gotta head out to the emergency center here. Underneath this bandage is a cut, and I don't know how bad it is, but I may need some stitches. Crashing always sucks, and you know what? It often happens at the worst of times. I think I pushed that last week too much, and I just overexert myself, and then I make mistakes.
Sign for me back.
So like underneath this, I've wrapped this up now. This is my shirt that I was riding with, but you know, I had to make a plan out on the trail. Just wrapped my arm up after the crash because it was bleeding down my arm there, so. Let's see what the doc says.
Hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
Better than with you.
So I may have some real bad news. I've got to go in for an x-ray because the doc felt he actually stuck his finger in the hole on my arm. There's actually a hole in there. Stuck his finger in, he could feel the bone, and he said he could feel some scratching on the bone or some damage there, some scarring. So I've got to go in for an x-ray. So that's it over there. If it is a fracture or some damage to the bone, then I need to go in for surgery because I need to physically operate, open it up, scrub it out, get it nice and clean, because if you don't do it, then I've got a massive risk of infection. And if I go in for surgery, then that means that the trip may be over. Like, I might not be riding, so I'm just hoping. I'm really bummed at the moment because, oh man, my hopes are sinking here. I've got so much invested in this trip. I've been training so hard. I'm just hoping that the x-rays come out clean. I don't have any breaks. I don't have any damage on the bone. Yeah, so currently I'm all stitched up, bandaged up, and ready to go in for x-rays. I put pressure on it. I don't feel much pain yet. I'm sure it's going to change tomorrow, but I'm hoping that's a good sign. Some water. Cheers, guys. Here's to hope. Gotta rehydrate. What I am feeling is I'm feeling really hungry. When the doc tuned me, brew, you've got to go in for x-rays, and I don't think that this is going to be ready by the time you're going to fly out. As soon as he said that, my heart just sunk, and I was like, oh man, X-rays are done. Gotta go back to the doctor now. You know what? I drank like cold water and that was the worst idea because now I'm like freezing and I was shaking getting those X-rays. A little bit of good news here. X-rays came out clean, no bone fracture, no bone damage, which means I don't need to go for surgery. But I've got to be on antibiotics for the next 5 days and I probably can't ride for the next 5 days. So I'm gonna rest up. So let's hope everything goes down well this week. I've got a checkup in 2 days. The trip is still on. The trip is still on. It can't get me down. I was riding the Goodyear Newton up front and I switched back to the Maxxis DHR. Came down the trail. Front wheel washed out on the roots on a very gnarly piece of trail where you don't actually want to fall on because it's like sharp granite rocks sticking out everywhere. It's a hard crash if you crash there. It happened so quick. It must have just torn the whole arm open. Get to the hospital and the doc is like, this doctor was like finger banging my arm. It was like this dude had his finger all the way down around my elbow and he's like, bro, I'm pretty doubtful you're gonna be riding here. And he literally like separates the skin for me to look into my own elbow. It was freaking nuts. I'm like, bro, like I don't really want to see that. I must say that was a freaking scare. I make stupid mistakes at the best of times. When the doc said everything was okay, X-rays came out clean, you know what, I literally had tears in my eyes and I was like, okay, the trip is still happening. So this week has been dedicated to just indoor core training. I can't even do push-ups. I've just come from the checkup and everything seems to be fine and everything is a go, but I did rip a stitch out. I was hastily working on the bike and I ripped a stitch out. Yeah, it's one stitch less. I'll survive and I'll still be riding on Friday. I'm like a walking freaking hazard. I can't even get through these few days without an incident. I think I'm gonna need one of those, like, what do they call them, those Zorbs? I think I need one of those for the next couple of days just to try and protect me from myself. Asia, my brews. I'm heading out to Asia. It's gonna be an amazing adventure. You guys are coming along for the ride. We're gonna be riding some sick trails together. I'm gonna be filming behind the scenes actions. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update of what happened these past 2 weeks of riding and training and what's been going on in Camp Wayne. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this episode. Meow Meow and myself are out of here. Punch that like button if you like the video, subscribe if you like my channel. Thanks for hooking up with me today. I will check you on the next episode.